let's talk about freedom and justice. Let's say you start a business and you invest your money. Maybe you take out a second mortgage on your home. It's a hardship on you, on your family, because having your own business is tough. It's easier to work for somebody else. And you're the only one that has something to lose. And then you open your doors to the customers. And at that point, your rights are very small compared to your customers. Now take the case of the Christian bakers who refused to be involved in a homosexual wedding by making a cake for them, specifically. Of course, they never refused homosexuals the service from the counter, whatever they'd already made. They never refused that. But let's just say, you've got your business like that. Let's take that for example. Again, you're the only one that has anything to lose. You've invested your money, your time. You have your house invested, and you're the only one that has anything to lose. And that same homosexual, if they know you are a Christian, know you believe the Bible, they can protest your business. They can gather crowds to protest. They don't have to enter your business. They can drive by your business, even though you had the best prices. But they come in your business then. And even though the customers is what makes the business go, there's no question. There is no business without the customer. But under the same scenario, that homosexual comes into your business, well, you can't refuse them service based on the fact they're homosexual. Though, they don't have to come in your business, and they're under no obligation to come in your business. Even though now you're the only one invested anything. You're the only one that spent the time and the hours and the struggle and the hardships and the money outlaid and the losses that may come from time to time for different reasons. Where's your rights? Now, see, there is an inequity there. It's not equitable. It's not right. There's a problem. You don't find in the Constitution anywhere that sets up this situation where you take the strain, you take the struggle, you take the hit, but then you have no rights. That doesn't even make sense, does it? Does it really make sense? You got to think about that just a moment. A customer does not have to come into your store for any reason. They don't have to. But for some reason, because you have took the strain, the struggle, and the hit, and opened the business, all of a sudden, for some reason, your rights are diminished. Now, see, that makes no sense. People pass laws all the time that make no sense. And that makes no sense. Freedom is the right to be free. That is the right. If you have the right not to give this local, let's call them a local community store, if you have a right not to give them their business, your business, then they should have equal right not to sell you their product. Anything other than that is not just, and it's not right. If that be the case, if that be the case that people are going to argue that you have to sell to them, then you should be able to argue the same point that you do not. And the fact that you have a business does not take away your rights. The government is not granting you a right to live. That is already your right to live, and to do business and to make money is part of your right to live. You can't live otherwise unless you live off the government. That's just something to think about. We get brainwashed so often and believing things that makes no sense. Freedom, it makes no sense for a free people to sit here and bind the hands of the only one who's invested anything, to bind their hands and give the other side total freedom to wreak chaos, to protest, to block traffic, by essence of them being there. People sometimes don't want to come in your business for something like that. So this baker, even though now the baker, he didn't even take it that far. He just said, I don't want to be involved in your wedding. I don't want to be making a cake specifically for you. Now, of course, he always sell them stuff out of the counter, and obviously that's what any business person is going to do. I'm just trying to show you the oddness of these kind of laws. We say one person has the rights who doesn't even have anything to lose. They have all the rights, and you, who has everything to lose, well, you have no rights. Just think about that a minute when you think about freedom.